doubt you've come to see. I don't doubt that, yeah. But here's what I want you to understand. Even once you've come to have seen, it can take the mind a little while for some to gradually. Yeah? Don't get confused. If you've come to see and the mind's busy again, you're like, oh no, maybe I've lost it because the mind's active. And no, it can still take a moment for that to settle down. It's like a hangover. Do you understand?
Mm.
It's like a hangover, and it can take a moment for it to settle down. Yeah. So don't feel despondent. Don't be concerned about what this is saying. Yeah. Just keep coming back to the reality of the truth. Just keep coming back to it. Yeah. Let go, let go, let go. And you're here. You're here. You're here in the magnificence of now. Do you know how many people arrive here? Virtually none. Virtually none. I don't know what it would be. 0.00 whatever 1%. I don't know. It's very rare. Yeah. Now you've seen. Yeah. And it might still take a moment to settle down into it as such. Might still just take a moment. Accept that. Accept the mind might be throwing up, oh yeah, but what about a relationship? And do you know what I mean? Just accept that. Okay. It's just still a little bit of a hangover. It will settle down if you do not lose sight of the magnificence of now. Don't lose sight. Don't lose sight. Yeah. You're okay. You're okay. I'm telling you. You're okay.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, there's such a beautiful
Good.
knowing in the background, and I also
Beautiful.
know that it's not really
Good. Good.
doesn't
So,
make any sense to talk about
no,
it
but it's
with to
okay.
you
No,
because
no. It's still okay. It's still okay because there's still a process that's happening. And the mere fact that you called it, there's a knowing that's happening in the background, it will come forward into the foreground, into here now. And you'll experience, times of it being in the background and then times of it just being in the foreground and you're here and
yeah.
you know what I mean? There's a little process that happens. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. All you got to do is not lose sight of the truth. That's all. And where you are. Like, don't lose sight. Don't lose sight. Yeah. If you catch yourself having lost sight, all it means is this beautiful here nowness has just been focused on thoughts for a moment. That's all. Oh my God, that's all. That's all.
Yeah, and also kind of only self referencing thoughts or
Mm,
thoughts that are in conflict with thoughts
mm.
because I got to experience that just the thoughts, like random thoughts, can be beautiful, creative, or whatsoever,
Yeah.
and only the ones that are kind of in conflict with other thoughts,
Yeah.
maybe or they appear to be challenging.
Yeah. And that can just understand that can just take a little moment to settle down. It just settles down. You don't even have to be concerned about it. All you got to do, stay with the truth. Just, you're here. You're here. Yeah. It wouldn't hurt for you, yeah, to just sit here quietly with just this. Because this is where the love is. This is where it is. Where else could it be, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can just sit here, sit still, just sit still, yeah, just here. You know, It is quiet. It is still. But there's a profound, beautiful knowing there. Just a knowing there. It's unlike this kind of knowing. It's not like the dualistic knowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just confirmation of I am. Confirmation, if you like. Yeah. And you just need to sit there with that. Sit there with that. Sit there. Pick some time throughout the course of your day and literally just sit still. Yeah. And love just this. Love. That's the key, love. Because your primary love is the love to be. That's your primary love. The first love is the love to be. And you're being right now. Right now. You wouldn't be dead for all the money in the world. You wouldn't. You know, this has value. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
sit
and
with this.
I see that kind of with every appearing challenge, or it comes out of love because there is a belief or there is something not in truth, so it arises just because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. You know, my teacher would say, just warm to this. Be warm, loving to just this. That's all. Just that. And you can. 100% you can. Just, you know, this is profound. This is the source of all. Oh my God, all. Now, that wisdom or that knowing, if you like, gets revealed more and more and more and more. But for it to get revealed more and more and more, you got to be here. You know what I mean? You got to be here and just be prepared to sit in the stillness, sit in the silence, sit in the quietness, just sit. And it just, it's self-revealing. Yeah. You know, there's I could put it like this. The knowingness of just this gets more and more. Valerie, sometimes I'll be sitting, right, doing a one-on-one with somebody, or I'll be doing a satsang or whatever, yeah. And I'll be talking away, and then something comes out of my mouth, yeah. And internally, I just go, oh my God, that was amazing. That was fantastic. Just a particular way, a pointer might come out, or something gets said. Incredible. Because it's all spontaneously just happening. Do you understand? Yeah. And this role that I seem to be taking on is one where I'm trying to grab other people and go, come on.
Yeah.
You can see this. Yeah, you can see this. Do you know what I mean? And that just seems to be what I'm doing and what's happening, you know. But you know, the insights that I've had after coming to realize just this have been profound. Profound. You know? There is just one, and it's responsible for all. And as my teacher would say, and thou art that one that is responsible for all. Thou art that. Yeah, so there's you know, you've kind of, you've been in a state of being conscious of for a very long time. Yeah. And now you're in the state of consciousness. Yeah. Now you're aware of just this. And it's, you know, it's coming up, and mind might step in for a moment and go, oh, and then that fades away, and then here you go. Yeah. It's just this that I want you to explore. Not with mind, from direct experience. From direct experience. Just, and it's an interesting thing because it's silent. Yet it's alive. It's alive. Yeah. I don't mean a bodily aliveness either when I say that. I'm not talking about a bodily aliveness. Yeah. It's alive. It's conscious. It's aware. It does have will. You do have, that's you. Like, I'm talking about you when I'm saying, oh, I'm talking about you. Yeah. You need to let go. Just a little bit more. Valerie, just a little bit more. Just let go. A little bit more. Let go. Big smile ends up coming up on your face, and there's this incredible feeling of love that like it envelops you as such. And then just live from there. Now, the irony is that's where you've always been living from. Always. Always. The only thing that's gotten in the way of it is the mind. Overlaying a story over the top of this beautiful beingness, this beautiful awareness, this love, just this, the mind. Oh my God, that's all? Yep, that's all. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah. You're okay.
Yeah, I can see more and more that it's not about the words. So I was so focused on the content. So yeah, on the word itself, but you don't actually listen to that. So there is a communication is somehow happening also in another way than the words are. Sometimes they fit, but sometimes you can even see that the person you're talking to hears something completely and answers you also differently. So sometimes you can see
the word is
it
a
more
very
obvious.
the word is a very interesting thing.
Mm.
The word is so interesting. Yeah. You've heard me say before, just find one word, just one, that stands alone by itself, and you don't use any other words, just one word that has meaning. As soon as you say that has meaning, then you've got to introduce other words for the one singular word to seemingly have a meaning. But they're all words, and all of them standing by themselves, of themselves, don't mean anything. Don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we live in this conceptual world of words, right? Which is how our thoughts work in our language. You know, a thought might say, oh, I'm not feeling very good today. They're all words, and it was a thought, and they're all just words that floated through. So it's a conceptual world that we live in when we're living in the mind. That's fascinating. It's fascinating. How we get tied up in there is fascinating.
Yeah, and how we get lost in there then.
Yeah. No, it's
because there are also other cultures that use, I don't know, different kind of sound systems, and they communicate with that. So it's so obvious that it's not about the words.
Yeah. That's why I use that pointer. You've heard me use it. Before your internal dialogue, turn to Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
Now what would you know? If you can truly understand that pointer, truly understand that pointer, if all your internal dialogue turned to Chinese, what would you know? Nothing. Wouldn't know anything. But there'd still be this presence here. That can be known. Do you understand? This can be known because it's direct. It's direct. Yeah? This, like constantly pointing to this, yeah, it's got nothing to do with the words. Nothing to do with it. Because if it all turned to Chinese, this doesn't get affected at all. At all. There's no effect. Yeah. Words, labels. If you walked into a shop and bought a shirt and you walked out of the shop with the label, only the label, you wouldn't be terribly happy because the label's not the shirt. You understand? The label's not the shirt. Yeah, that's what happens in the mind. It's all labeling. It's all words. Yeah. It's fascinating how that's constructed. Just language itself is fascinating. How that's learnt and constructed, and God, it could only be an extreme form of intelligence that could create that. Incredible. That could create that using sounds and symbols. M-E. Symbols. What the fuck? What? It's fascinating. And you just see more and more. Holy wow. Like, and as I was saying a moment ago, a little while ago, we live in this phenomenal world. We're 100% convinced that's solid. A physicist will tell you all day long it's not. It's not. It's not solid. Right? But from the physical standpoint, yeah, and the human being, and given the limitation of our senses and the limitation of thought, even though they're magnificent, they're limited. I can't see that that's not solid. My eyes tell me that's solid. So the eyesight is limited. Do you understand? You know, like when you the more you arrive here, the more fascinating all that gets. Holy shit. Fascinating, you know.
Yeah, somehow also seeing it opened up to me because I was a visual person and I learned a lot from visual things. But just the pure fact that the mind kind of so the light comes to the eyes and then the image is somehow flipped and then the brain makes a picture out of two completely different pictures. It kind of opened up to me that this is not seeing. So
yeah.
the picture is not the seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
That was really interesting.
Yeah. Like, holy shit. Yeah. And